Hello everyone. If you find econometrics confusing, especially topics like OLS, don't worry. You are not alone. I am here to help you. In this video, I will explain OLS, that is ordinary least square method, right? In the simplest possible way with intuition so that you will not only understand it but also remember it for all your exams and for NET and PG entrances. Let's begin. What is OLS? When we talk about ordinary least square, many students confused with regression, right? I'll give you simple example to understand OLS. Let's begin. Suppose we want to understand the relationship between two variables. For example, income and consumption. We assume a model like consumption and income. So consumption is a function of income. We want to understand this function, and it is the simplest example to understand the ordinary least square. And the model is look like that. Consumption is equal to beta 0 plus beta 1 income plus some error, right? Now the question is, how do we find the best line that fits the data? This is where OLS comes in. OLS helps in find the best possible line by minimizing errors. I am repeating once. OLS helps us finding the best possible line by minimizing errors. So in our model, you all looked at error, right? This error must be minimized or should be minimized in ordinary least square method, right? In regression, this error part uh, was not there in regression analysis. We generally regress the value of a dependent variable on the value of independent variable. So this error must be minimized so that the model can be best fit. That means the income or the income can best predict the consumption. Coming to the part 2 of the lecture, what is the core intuition? So imagine you have many data points. You draw a line, but not all points lie on the line. Remember, you draw a line, but not all points lie on the line. That means there are errors, which is called residuals. Error is equal to actual value minus predicted value. So simply this error term is defined as actual value minus the predicted value, right? Actual value minus the predicted value. So as I said, let's say this is a simple diagram. Let's say this is your income Y and this is your consumption in the x-axis. You put all the values and it gives you the actual data points, right? These are the values, actual values, and you have to fit a line, that is the best fit line. So if this line, suppose this line goes in this direction, right? If this line, right, minimizes all the errors, right? And what I explained, error is equal to actual value minus predicted value. This is my predicted value, and these the dotted points are the actual values. And if you look at, there are 2 points, this point and this point, which lie on the line. That means there is no error for that two value, but for other values there are errors, and you have to minimize those errors. How to minimize those errors? You have to sum all those errors of their square terms. OLS says choose the line such that the sum of a squared errors is minimum. Remember that. Choose the line such that the sum of a squared errors is minimum. Then you must ask a question, why squared? The answer is to avoid positive and negative cancellation, to penalize large error modes, right? If there are more errors, we have to penalize it. That means the square value will be large. This is the core idea of ordinary least square. And if you look at in the diagram, you can draw possible lines, right? You can draw possible lines of OLS, right? This way or this way. You can draw possible lines, and look at this. All the possible lines give you some uh, errors, right? And you have to calculate the sum of squared errors, right? Sum of squared errors. And if this minimizes, and that is the best fit line, and that is told by the ordinary least square method, right? OLS. So OLS basically tells about how the line is, the best fit line is drawn, right, from the data. Coming to the part 3, that is the simple formula insight. You do not need to fear the formula. There are so many formulas. Many students fear for those formulas, but you do not worry about the formulas. OLS, ordinary least square, simply gives us the estimates. Which value you have to estimate? The first one is beta 1 in our equation. If you look at the equations, that is the beta 0 and beta 1, right? These are the two parameters, we call it parameters. We have to estimate those values, right? Beta 0 and beta 1. That is the whole thing of calculating the estimates, and that is calculated by minimizing the squared errors. And how it will minimized, I will discuss in my mentorship program. For exams, remember the logic, not just the formula. Coming to the part 4, that is exam angle of this ordinary least square. In exams like national eligibility test and other entrance exams, post graduation entrance exam, generally the question you based on properties of ordinary least square estimators, assumptions, which is called your Gauss Markov theorem, uh, interpretation of a coefficients, how you interpret the coefficients. So if your concept is clear, you can easily solve the MCQs. Finally, if you found this helpful, I will be uploading more videos on econometrics and economics for NET and PG students. And if you want personal guidance or any mentorship, you can contact me through the link in the descriptions. Thank you.